Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Alienware Cup, brought to you by Alienware and MasterCard, our sponsors. Merlini's not our sponsor.
Traffic signals? Are you a flight controller
Directing
now?
traffic. We have a lot of flies coming through the house now because you're messy. Alienware and MasterCard are sponsors. Huge shout out to them. Of course, DPM Interactive, our organizer. Be sure to check out the social media, Facebook, twitter.com/AlienwareCup and alienwarecup.com for all your spoiler-free VOD needs. But with that being said, Merlini, it's time for game number 2.
Let's do it.
Oh, it's game number 3, excuse me. Here we go. Tongfu versus LGD International. Game 3, it all hangs in the balance. Loser will finish tied for 7th/8th. The winner will move on and stay alive.
Tough road for whoever wins.
Yeah, they have to play either IG or DK. That is a tough matchup.
Yeah.
Although, these teams looked really bad in the last matchups, but I feel that was mostly because Navi and LGD played really well.
Well, on to the bans and picks. So LGD actually first picked Darkseer, countered by a Weaver and Rubik pick by Tongfu, and then a Nyx Assassin. And it always confuses me with this new pan pick who goes first, but LD and I were talking about it, and I think that Nyx would have been better suited to Tongfu's lineup just because of the strength of this hero. I mean, that hero is just ridiculously strong. He's pretty good versus Darkseer. He's excellent in triple lane. He's good at map control and setup and initiation. And again, the first game they really lacked on the initiation and the more core lineup. I think Nyx Assassin is more core than Rubik is. He can find more opportunities, create more ganks, do more stuff in general. It would have been better suited. But regardless, still on. Ooh, these bans are interesting.
Yeah, we're actually going to see a Naga ban here from LGD, and I like this ban a lot because that hero really punished LGD and trying to go for a split push style. Can also really punish a Darkseer as a solo. That's a lot of lockdown. It's a lot of burst damage.
Trying to go for
Riptide.
Roshan.
Yeah, that hurts as well. And Song of the Siren, very, very potent around the Roshan pit in particular.
Where's Shadow Demon? Neither of these teams.
Well,
ban or
Tongfu
pick.
already have Rubik. That Rubik Shadow Demon pair is just awful together as far as win rate goes. Maybe some of the LGD would turn to. Tongfu are going to snag a Chen here. So a Banana Chen comes out as the third pick. And now for LGD, how do they respond? Still no carries, still no real big damage dealers for this team as of yet.
I'm surprised that neither of these teams are going for more push-oriented lineups. Lone Druid and Chen has been available for most of the games, and those two can just absolutely destroy the early game. And if I feel like LGD got off to a really good start in the first game. Tongfu got a really good start to the second game, and with some good early game from Chen, if you take on all those towers 6-0 like last game, it's very difficult to come back from that.
I'm looking at Tongfu's lineup, and their counter push is pretty awful. Basically, all they have is Fade Bolt. The Swarm is fairly useless at counter pushes. It's okay for chasing, but not for stopping a push. LGD and shore up their counter push with the Gyro. If they want a 5-man in the mid game, they get a Darkseer mech, they get a Gyrocopter BKB, maybe a Blink on the Nyx if he's one of their cores. That's a strong 5-man lineup. Tongfu will go more push heavy. They've gone for the Dragon Knight now, and I hear a groan come out from the stands. Bruno, Lumi, I'm very curious to hear your thoughts. What do you make of this Dragon Knight pick? Can they make it work this game?
It's known by everybody that I don't like this hero mid.
Oh, really?
Oh, really?
Yeah. Do you not like the hero in general, though? Do you think he
no,
fits
I
in?
actually think that in the carry position, assuming that you have a powerful 3, like if they put the Dragon Knight as a 1 and the Weaver as a 3, and they get a hero mid like, for example, Queen of Pain, or kind of a mobile hero that can create spaces, then I think it's a great hero because if he gets farm, if he gets a quick Shadow Blade, for example, and starts going in gank parties or just
Gank party, woo!
gank party, yeah. But or if he gets, say, BKV and Crystallis and then just becomes a DPS monster because of his that 100% splash and slow, it can do lots of damage. But on the mid position, he fails to find farm. He fails to find as much as he needs. He's not a hero that deals with brown boots and a blink dagger. He needs much, much more than that. And normally in the mid position, you can't get that easy. And particularly in the early levels, he's so weak that he loses to pretty much anyone mid. But having said that, LGD Gaming is going for a Darkseer, which means that the offlane position will be not a strong farmer, or to be corrected. While Darkseer gets lots of farm, he does not do as much with that as other heroes like, for example, Weaver. So having seen these two teams before, I'm thinking that Tongfu might have a slight advantage here, especially even if they go for Dragon Knight mid and they get a second carry, or a third, actually, I think they have the better chance. What do you think, Lumi?
I'm going to go with a full Bruno mode of Dragon Knight hate, in particularly this game. I generally like the hero, and particularly in this game, you get to push quite a bit with Chen. But you're going with the Darkseer first of all, and giving away a free Epicenter Frost-throwing Dragon is never a good thing. Level 3 wall, or any wall will sell your level 3 Dragon and get it for free. Gyrocopter call down is so good against a BKB DK because you rely on that mobility, you rely on the invincibility of that DK for those AoE splashes. That's going to slow you down. At the same time, Gyrocopter is also going to slow Chen down. I don't like solo mid DK here. I like it in other games, just not in this one. So.
Okay.
Merlini, to sort of piggyback off that, if they wanted to run it as a safe lane DK, my concern is it's a Rubik Dragon Knight against the Darkseer. That's not much burst, and it's a melee carry versus a Darkseer.
Right.
That makes a very tough safe lane, so I feel they almost have to put this mid.
And a thing about Dragon Knight, sure, he has a lot of armor, which is good versus physical, but the thing about LGD is they have so much magic right now. They have Darkseer, they have Nyx Assassin, Gyrocopter even puts out tremendous amounts of magic damage. He isn't really safe, and he really needs to farm BKB. As one of the other analysts said, if he gets Brown Boots plus Blink Dagger level farm, so Brown Boots plus 2,000 gold, he's not going to do anything. He really needs BKB before he fights, and then you need Surtrez for some damage, some extra survivability, and then after that you need a damage item. I feel like he just takes too long to ramp up and actually contribute a lot to Tongfu's fight.
Having said that, I look at LGDint's draft, and I don't see a hero that actually crushes a Dragon Knight 1v1 mid. Maybe Darkseer can put the pressure on him, but you rotate the Rubik in, you harass the Darkseer a little bit. Weaver's a fairly self-sufficient solo, doesn't need that much help early on. So I think in this particular game, we'll see what LGDint's last pick is, but thus far, if they want to sneak a DK in mid, I don't think LGDint have the best draft to punish it. No Queen of Pain, no Templar Assassin,
so greedy.
no Slark, and Bruno said made the greediest team win. Well, we'll see a profit here. So Tongfu, I think they've claimed the prize. This is really greedy, unless LGDint bust out something remarkably greedy with the last pick.
They do have a lot of split push, though, which is good for them. If Chen's in one lane, Nature's Prophet's in another, and Dragon Knight's just banging away on mid, they can put a lot of pressure on LGD's int line. I think that LGD has the better team fight, the better gank, and slightly better lanes, but if Tongfu can sort of avoid that pressure by splitting them around the map and just finding a lot of farm that way, playing relatively greedy, they can come out ahead.
My big concern is they're trying to split push against the Nyx, and that's always tricky.
Yes, indeed.
Especially if he gets a fast level 6 and Tongfu, not the best aggressive tri-lane. This is where maybe you do that off-lane profit that just starves the enemy team. Trance at the magic bush, Trance in the pole camps, Trance disrupting the poles. Not a prophet that tries to get levels off of the offlane, but just a prophet that tries to deny the enemy team. And it will be King J playing it, so we could likely see that. I think the prophet is going to be key. We'll have to keep a very close eye on his trance to see if he can slow down that Nyx level 6. If he can't, if he dies early to a smoke gank, which we know LGD love to do, this could be very problematic for Tongfu. But if he's successful, that's going to give them a lot of time for the split push to ramp up.
Windrunner, a pretty good pick. Again, good anti-push. They really need that long-range AoE, whether it be Shockwave. Windrunner is way better at that. And then Keeper Light and GHG are all good at that. Windrunner and a lot of stuns too. Nyx Assassin, we've seen a lot of Burrow Strike into Shackle combos. I think that with the Nyx Assassin Impale into Shackle into Split Earth, that is a ton of lockdown. Combine that with a vacuum damage output, wall, and call down. Tongfu really need to watch their positioning for these team fights.
And it looks like LGD, they needed a quick bathroom break, but they're ready to go. 14:37 calls for the unpause, and we should be getting underway any second. Now on the Radiant side, you've got your Western upstarts. They've moved to China. They've been training in the LGD China team house. We'll see if their training's paid off now. 14:37 on the Nyx Assassin. Pycat, the Gyrocopter. G, taking up the Darkseer. He'll be playing that mid-tempo controller. We'll have Brax handling the Windrunner. And last but not least, it will be Misery on your Leshrac.
And on the other side, Team Tongfu on the Dire. We have King J on most likely the solo off lane, Nature's Prophet or Jungle. San Sheng on the Rubik, Banana on the signature Chen. Moo Dragon Knight quite a few times, iconic hero for him, and How on the Weaver.
We'll see if that Dragon Knight mid works. It's going to be a Darkseer versus Dragon Knight. Darkseer should have the edge there, but I don't feel it's an especially overwhelming one. It's going to be still hard to kill a Dragon Knight early.
And Darkseer definitely has the better farming potential. He can squeeze in neutrals in between creep waves. He can also get runes. He has way better access to the runes than Dragon Knight. But again, Dragon Knight doesn't have to spend too much in terms of regen because of that Dragon's Blood, and he has decent base damage, and he has Fire Breath. Should be able to find a decent amount of last hits. I would definitely give the edge to Darkseer in terms of farm and kill potential, but Mu should have a relatively easy time.
It's a little
they're not
bit
pushing it as hard.
And this
as
is where
Bruno.
Tongfu could maybe punish G, because here's what you know about G, Merlini, is he's a very aggressive solo mid. He loves to dive for kills. He loves to post up in the lane. They have a Rubik, Chen, and a Prophet. They have 3 heroes that could appear out of nowhere, from a smoke gank for the first 2, from a teleport for the last one, and then if G overextends and gives up an early kill, all of a sudden that's your boots or your bottle or your next item for the Dragon Knight, and then he's in a much more comfortable position. The other thing I really do like for Tongfu's draft is they have a Prophet, a side lane solo that doesn't need courier support, so Dragon Knight can constantly bottle crow this game. And
so they're actually doing a Weaver on bottom instead of the Nature's Prophet, and this is the thing that's most odd to me. It looks like Hao is actually going to be pulling the creeps to his advantage. I think that's actually pretty good for their offlane. I think Weaver has a much easier time versus Gyrocopter, and Gyrocopter won't be able to find as much farm, but at the same time, solo King J in the safe lane versus Brax, it'll be easier for Brax. Nature's Prophet is just a generally weaker laner.
Mu missing just a few last hits here mid, but still, he'll have his bottle now. He was pulled. These tangos are not his. The only concern will be Hao can't really go into the jungle. So when you run the offlane Weaver, it does somewhat mess up your lanes if he decides that he needs to go top. Then King J can rotate in the jungle, but the Weaver has to burn a TP scroll, which isn't ideal. The good news for Tongfu is that LGDint are going to start things off, not putting any pressure on Tongfu. And Tongfu have rather weak laning heroes. The Dragon Knight, the Chen, even a support Rubik, more of a defensive hero, and the rotation comes in now. King J, here's the question. Does he go jungle, or does he go starve these supports? He'll teleport bottom, and it looks like he'll be summoning some Treant. The wave is pushing, actually. Push out the other way as we see some denies, but King J will be looking to disrupt these pulls. Unfortunately for him, he's missed that first stack, so off the bat, 1437, probably getting level 2 from this.
And Banana has been doing a great job in the jungle so far, double stacking the small camp with that Satyr, finding a lot in the way of farm and levels.
For the time being, mid lane has been going actually Mu's way, 8 and 5 already against a Darkseer.
That is very surprising to me.
Yeah, we saw G completely outplay Mu, and I believe it was game number 2. He crushed his lane.
He actually went a Stout Shield first, which I don't think is the correct build versus Dragon Knight, because Dragon Knight's not going to be harassing you. With the right click, at least, and
I guess he wants to tank the creeps better and just dive him, but
yeah, it's just so extremely difficult to kill a Dragon Knight, though, just because of that Dragon Tail. The threat of the Dragon Tail under tower is so extremely strong, and now that he is at level 4, it's just way too risky for G. You really just need to try and shut out his farm, play aggressively on him, which he's trying to be doing right now, and sometimes Ion Shell yourself if you want to put additional pressure on Mu. But with the Stout Shield first, you really won't get the bottle as soon as you like, and not securing that 2-minute rune will slow down your farm a lot.
Yeah, the Stout Shield maybe not the best, but he's gone for it now. It's not the biggest gold investment. And already 13 and 6 on the Dragon Knight, 12 and 0 on G. We'll compare our 2 solos now. Pycat 18 and 3. The safe lane Weaver sitting for Hao at only 16 and 2, so a bit behind there, but pretty close nonetheless. The X factors are going to be these supports for LGDN. Already level 2 on 1437.
Oh, we see a smoke from Tongfu.
And a smoke from Tongfu. Songsheng comes in. Gee, I did mention he likes to post up mid. He could be punished for this. Lifted and thrown back. If there's a Centaur stomp, he'll be dead, but it's miscontrolled. Songsheng threw him away from the Centaur, and Banana thought it would be up and down. Now 1437's come in. He runs right into the entire enemy squad. They got out free, and then they decide to engage into 4.
Wow, I thought Mu was dead for sure there. The Electric stun actually didn't hit him after the Nyx stun.
Yeah, couple misfires. These teams not playing their most polished Dota of the series for sure.
But again, as you said, G playing very, very aggressively on Mu there.
Listen, if I notice that he's that aggressive, then they definitely know how aggressive he is. And they're punishing it.
So first blood will go to the Chen. So Banana looking very fine in terms of farm. He's level 4, almost level 5, 4 minutes in, doing an excellent job stacking and just rotating around in general. I think he should get another smoke so that he can find more kills. The 2 supports on the side of LGD are rotating top after that failed gank in middle.
You know, they could have been just rushing this level 6 on Nyx,
Songsheng.
but they've now decided that they want to contest, and Songsheng backing off at exactly the right moment. I think he's going to be okay. Oh, he's got to be careful, this guy. In comes 1437. Sangsheng, he's overextended. He doesn't have boots. 1437 does. Finds the impale. They find the follow-up. Wrapping around his How. He drops the swarm. He's taking a lot of damage here. He's got a Sakuchi away. Carapace slowing him down for the time being. A Hasterim picked up
That was
by
during
G.
the daytime, too. I'm pretty sure that he saw them, but
He definitely saw them at the end
His
there.
position was just not the best there.
That's another misfire for him, because he also misfired earlier mid when he lifted the Darkseer up and then threw him back away from the Centaur. If it was just straight up and down. So miscommunication with Banana earlier, now a death for him. Not Sangsheng's best game.
Bottom lane.
King J in trouble, tries to TP out bottom. He will go down. That's a big kill for LGD. You leave your Gyro 1v1 bottom.
He is super stacked. Phase boots and 400 gold as well as an ROB. I mean, King J's not having an easy time now. They're only level 4.5.
Mu has hit level 6 though, and that's sort of your difficult stage for the Dragon Knight. Already gone. He could already start to chip away at this tower mid. And with boots in a bottle, and now power tread's coming soon, I think this mid lane going really well for Tongfu, and Dragon Knight maybe he's a bit weak for those first few levels, but Merlini at this point, now he's a scary hero, and now he's a hero that you have to respect.
Indeed you do. Just a very fantastic rotation by the supports on Tongfu to set this up for him. And King J, I mean, at this point, do you really... I think he should just go to the jungle right now. He doesn't have boots, so every time that the Gyrocopter wants to go up on him, he's just pretty much just going to die. And sure, you can TP out, but you're not really accomplishing anything down there. You're not going to be able to harass Pycat very much. I mean, he's trying to with these treants, but it's not going to do anything. He has...
The biggest thing for me is there's no supports there. So he can't block any pole camps, he can't disrupt the poles, he can't slow down the Nyx level 6. And I think that's the biggest thing about what our offlane prophets have been doing as of late in Asia, is slowing down the levels of the enemy supports. But there's nothing to slow down.
Yeah, I think they should just try and play aggressively with this triple lane up here, and then just get King J to rotate in, push out some towers, and then, ooh, Brax.
They're going on Brax. He gets trapped up. 1437 not stunning Hal. That could cost them. He's got another Sakuchi. He'll die for this kill. Brax, sure to fall. Yes, he will. No time-lapse mana for Hal. He jukes in the trees. He's got to bottle up and then time-lapse out. He can't do it. Now gets caught by an impale. Low but not dead yet. Hal's running south. They've cornered him. They knew where he was headed. Another split earth. I don't know how it didn't hit him, but somehow he didn't die to it. Finally, he falls to 1437. The call downs come through. Hand of God already online for Banana. He wants to take Misery with him. He can't. Sangsheng gonna fall. They've really overextended for this kill. Sangsheng could be next. Power shot off with his head, says Brax. The big thing there was Weaver didn't have mana for time lapse and Sakuchi, and as a result ended up dying. Just didn't count as mana.
Yeah, I thought that King J could have rotated down there bottom. They had to extend the fight all the way from here, which was when the telekinesis started, all the way down like 2 screens over here. That's where you don't want to be. The TPN is just so devastating, as we saw. If they notice that Gyro TPs, they can just back out. No problem, time lapse away, no harm, no foul, and they can then find some farm on King J on bottom. But without the support from there, they weren't able to pick them off well enough, or quickly enough rather, overextended and paid dearly.
It's now 7.5 minutes in. Our score 5-3, favoring LGD International. Gold, dead even. Experience, a 400 gold lead their way. Minimal at best, an even game so far. Neither team at their best, but all you got to do is be better than your opponent to take the series. LGD, they'll try to fight on here. They want to move out of this stage of the brackets. They're close to elimination, though. 1437 gets stunned.
Destroyed. Oh my goodness.
I gotta say, I feel you probably shouldn't be in the river as a level 4
He doesn't have
Nyx.
any mana burn. He went his 302 build. Very, very strange, I must say.
Well, Hal top lane is looking for a dive. Brax could be in trouble. He's got Windrun. He'll pop it now, but the swarm comes out. King J, not the best TP, a little bit too far north. Won't be able to find the kill. Hal has dodged the split earth. He's still diving. Shackle is going to connect. There is a time lapse available if necessary. He gets caught by an impale. Where's the sentry wards? Hal runs to the left. Magic stick charge is available. LGDint scouting every which way. He's Sakuchi'd again under the trees. He's got the 5 stick charges. Don't have to retreat. Banana back as well. And it looks like Hal will escape. I guess they didn't see, but he has no TP. He's stuck here for quite some time. The good news is Mu is applying pressure mid, and when that's the beauty of the Dragon Knight mid. You get through this laning stage, and now they have to send 2 heroes. Otherwise, you push the tower.
So good ward here by Tongfu, noticing, or Sansheng actually dodged the gank there just because God was running through the river, and
Mu won't be so lucky. Mu, well, maybe he will. That Dragon's Blood paying off.
He's such a difficult hero to kill in mid.
Meanwhile, 1437's been found again in the jungle. This is not the first time the Impale comes through. He's low. Maybe he can escape. Prophet TP in. King J needs one more hit to bring him down. One last auto attack will be enough. The bugs finish the kill. Now Misery. In these chaotic team fights, Weaver is often king. A vacuum on 2. G's found 1. Sangsheng stolen something. It's level 1 vacuum. It's not what he needs. He needs that surge. He backs 2 back. Power shot through Sangsheng, and now his corpse hits the water. He'll fall.
Man, Hao has just been staying alive with almost no health.
This guy he needs to take out a life insurance policy because he's just, it's not long before he dies, I feel, at the rate he's going.
Tower mid, what's going to happen?
Dragon Knight's here. There is no glyph for LGDM, but they're trying to defend it. The tower falls. G, chain stuns there. Now Banana comes in. G alive. He'll try and surge away. He will escape. 1437 giving chase. Moo. He's tanky, but he might be going down soon. Impale cooling down. It's a level 3 Impale on the backside. Pycats come in. He's found one. Gets thrown back towards the tower. No Dragon Tail, it looks like. Now an Impale comes through. Moo dropping low. Call down deployed. It's doing decent damage. Not enough. Dragon Knight tanks through it. Tongfu give chase again. And on the backside, as always, it's Hao. Hao giving chase. 1437. No Vendetta yet. So close to level 6. King J going for a low ground to high ground sprout. Wanted the dota. Won't find it. Doesn't matter. Tongfu are cruising in these fights now. Kill score suddenly 8-8. Goldgraph dipping their way. They took a tower, and the experience that was in LGDN's favor now dips below 1500 advantage.
Yeah, good play by Hao here. I've totally expected him to die like so many times already. Sure, he died at one time on left side, but he's just a prickly thorn in LGD inside. He can't. He's just causing so much havoc. He got the tower kill. They really want to kill him, forcing them to spend money on sentries, and he's just owning these weak level supports. Nyx Assassin, not level 6 yet. Neither is Leshrac. They've been constantly dying to the heavy aggression from Tongfu. Nice spell steal by Sansheng there also to get the call down. Oh, he's farming neutral with it.
Nice. And Banana level 7. Buckler out. Not the most farm we've ever seen on a Chen, but if he can get his mech up, you look at what LGDN have. They'll have their mech soon. They're the lineup that really wants to 5-man. And so for Tongfu to take them in a 5v5 fight, they definitely don't want LGDN to also have a mech advantage. So that's coming soon. It'll be a big pickup once the Chen has it. And LGDN, I think this is still a decent position for them because Pycats had such a good start, as well as the Darkseer. The mech
J on
soon.
bottom lane.
Bottom lane in trouble. G giving chase to King J. Vacuum back. Now Sprouts G. Already used his vacuum. This could be bad. Sangsheng, the stolen call down still cooling down. King J, no Sprout, a surge away. If he gets that call down, vacuum was stolen. It's one hit from death. 13 HP, has 5 stick charges run, is inside the trees. Here comes King J. Needs that hit, can't get it. What an escape. Houdini himself. And the body of God Kill Them All has been reborn.
Whew, that was close. 13 HP on G there. Oh my goodness.
Great juke from him. King J, it looked like he canceled his killing attack animation there for a second.
Yeah, it was very, very close. He
It was
almost
really
has his
close.
Midas. Rubik has his arcane boots too, so even after that one death early, Sansheng has been playing very well since then.
For Tongfu, how do you feel about the way this game is progressing? They've got that great early to mid game pushing lineup with Dragon Knight, Chen, and Prophet. They don't have the best 5-man. They've got quite a few carries, but no hard carry. What's the state of the game for them? Are they in a good
They have this 3 kind of core-ish carry lineup with the Prophet and the Dragon Knight and the Weaver, and since they've been coming out even in the early game and taking out that. Have they taken out any towers so far? They took
Just
out the
the tier
tower
1
in
mid.
mid. I think that since they're even, they're ahead right now. And they need some more items on the Nature's Prophet as well as the Dragon's Knight. But once they get the Midas, once they start pushing with the level 7 Chen as well as that mech, I think they're in a pretty good position right now. Much better than LGD, even though the kill count is the same.
LGDN's got the great 5-man lineup, but you have to be able to group as 5 and push to do it. And Tongfu, split pushing all over the place.
Next
they might make it hard.
Mid
lane, in comes 1437. Finally, it's level 6 for him. He starts with the Impale. Didn't bother with the Vendetta. I don't know if they've got the burst. Moves low. Hand of God's there. He's still alive. Now from the backside comes G. Surprise and goodbye. Down he'll go. Sangsheng on the run will barely escape. They've lost their Gyro and their Nyx. They might lose G as well. Leshrac hits the deck. They really forced it for that kill on the Dragon Knight. And how time lapses back into the wall. Doesn't quite die. Takes a lot of damage. I just want to point out, Banana's creeps weren't even there. They were basically fighting just with Hand of God and only 1 here at the start, 4 in the end. They needed that extra Vendetta damage. It took too long to kill that Dragon Knight. Sometimes you have this Dragon Knight, early Bracer, early Ogre Club, too tanky to just rely on the Impale initiation.
I must commend the support play from Tongfu though. That heal was spot on, about time for the TP, and then San Sheng had an Impale there. He had a double stun on the gyrocopter, and I think another hero to set up that kill and completely turn that fight around. Quick reactions from the supports, really securing this early game for them.
It's like we talked about. Dragon Knight is just a very strong. He's not a strong mid in all situations, but Darkseer is a matchup he does pretty well against. I think Mu did better than expected, maybe better than he should have, but now he's at the point where he does a lot more than this Darkseer in probably 90% of team fights.
And we see King J push down, or try and start pushing bottom. He has his Midas completed, going for that early Trez next. They are 3-man smoked him on mid lane, but nobody's there.
G grouped up mid with his squad. Misery smoked as well. Runs right through the lane, now looks for a wraparound. LGDint. They want to take this tier 1 mid. They'll look to find Banana. Banana could be in trouble. Might be a banana smoothie pretty soon. In comes 1437. Impale's there. The back will come. They've used a lot to kill that Chen, but that means no mech for Tongfu. They're still going to try and fight. Call down on cooldown as well. Sang Sheng. Stolen Spike Carapace. Shackle connects on Mu. Hao's on the run, though. That's the big concern. Brax goes down. They haven't addressed this Weaver. They haven't addressed the Dragon Knight problem. They'll lose 2 for 2, but it's carries getting kills on Tongfu's side. And well, PyCat gets 1, but overall, the tower goes down. A smoke used for LGDN, and no mech, no Hand of God there. I gotta say, Tongfu coming out a bit on top in these fights.
And they didn't even get damage that tower either. So we see 1 BKB up. Looks like almost all the carries are going for BKBs. I see a Dragon Knight with an Ogre Club. Looks like the Weaver has his Ogre Club as well as a Mithril Hammer. It looks like a 3 BKB game. Most of them should get around 20 minutes.
Yeah, 3 core heroes getting BKBs. Neither team particularly strong against BKBs. Like the Swarm could be the X factor there, but aside from that, nothing significant that affects them.
Yeah, I think that it favors Tongfu a little bit more just because LGDN has such a stun-reliant lineup. Meanwhile, Tongfu can, they have the heals, they have the tankiness of the of the Dragon Knight, they have the mech, they have the teleport back with the Test of Faith. So I think that they win out in the BKB wars.
They also have a Midas. They've got the better split pushing lineup, and when you go for BKBs and you're LGDN, you kind of have to fight now. Your lineup is predicated on 5-man. It's not the best split pushing lineup, and they'll go for the tier 1 mid. A better trade for LGDN if they get it, but the tier 1 bottom's already fallen, and Tongfu aren't going to give this tower up without a fight. Remember, PyCat's got BKB, but so too do many other heroes. In comes Mu, hasted, looks for the stun. No, just a flame breath for the time being. Breathe fire deployed. They'll back off. And LGDN afraid to take an aggressive engagement. Meanwhile, King J giving some momentum in this bottom lane, working towards his next item. So Tongfu, slight advantage to them. They now lead by about 500 experience, 4K gold. Well, slight in terms of experience, but that's a big gold lead for 17 minutes in.
I think that was actually a pretty good time for the push. They had the mech on G. They have the BKB up on the gyrocopter. I think they maybe could have taken Tongfu by surprise there, especially without the BKBs on Dragon Knight and Weaver. And next fight that they engage will probably be 2 BKBs versus 1 instead of 1 versus 0.
Yeah, and it's a little bit... I feel like if they're not pushing now, then does their lineup really get stronger later? They're a great 5-man lineup, but when is Tongfu actually going to look to fight 5-man? Probably not until they're 3 or 4 or 5 slotted on a lot of these heroes.
And if they do, they're going to be in they're just going to be so far ahead in terms of gold. Looking at the gold graph right now, almost 5,000 gold in favor of Tongfu, and there are 3 towers down for them instead of 1 for LGDN. And consider the fact that they are on Roshan too, with a Chen and a Furion, both of these very good for taking out Roshan. It's not looking good for LGDN.
If LGDN want to take this later, they need to abuse the jungle more. We need to see more ancient stacking, more jungle stacking, and just generally prioritizing getting a very fat gyro, because that's the best damage, the only damage they have really to deal with BKB's late game. But they're not doing that. They're focusing on finding kills. PyCat, he'll farm towards his next item. G hunting, but hunting by himself.
He's totally out of position right now. Oh, he's invisible. Okay.
He is invis, but what does this accomplish for your team? You're not doing anything. Nobody's near you.
Yeah, they're only 4 strong too. Even if G goes there, we see Gyrocopter already almost at the T2 on bottom. So he can't TP to T1. If Tongfu goes on these 3 weaker heroes on top right now, they're in a very dangerous position. But they only see Windrunner right now, and PyCat will be rejoining them right now.
Well, G, his characteristic aggression has been reined in a little bit. He won't dive.
They have a sentry behind the tower.
Just think about it. Well, it's only Banana who spots him out. G will come in. The Invis Rune has worn off, and now LGDint looks him out. Another push top. This time, there's no glyph. Banana actually sticking around to fight. You gotta question that. In comes the Impale, the Shackle. Very easy kill. You have to know that's not a good place to defend.
Yeah, I mean, he saw the darks here, and as aggressive as G is, most of the time that means his whole team behind him. So that will be a free tower for them. I don't even know if any of his creeps survive too. So that is the second time that Banana has gotten picked up. Granted, he has a support, but you really don't want to give these free towers to LGD.
And it's also a Chen. It's a hero that, like you said, every time he dies, he loses his creeps. He gets a whole lot weaker. He's got to find a way to farm them again. If he loses another fight, maybe they lose a tier 2. Well, LGD will rotate mid. They've smoked up. They're heading towards the tier 1. And they want to take Tongfu's Dire tier 1 mid. Hal's coming in. He's tanky, though. He's got a BKB. The Impale isn't there. Where's the Sentry? No Sentry either. And he'll get out.
What a Sakuchi. Oh, my goodness. He had no idea that he was there.
Spidey senses tingling.
Oh, my goodness. Or, I mean, was this Sentry close up? I don't think so.
Shackle will connect to Moo, but Moo's got a BKB. Tongfu have made it through that scary timing window.
Oh, this is a great Sentry ward here, by the way. Just because the last time they initiated on a mid was through Banana. They went through here with the Nyx Assassin, and they're prepared for it this time.
And now they're going Roche, and I'm not sure if they can actually take a Roche fight. Tongfu, if LGDint come, you're fighting into Vacuum, Wall, Call Down,
they have 2
Impale,
BKBs,
Shackle.
though. We'll see.
We'll see. But those 2 heroes against all 5 of LGDint, it is going to be tough. They're still going for Roche. 1437, dropping a Sentry Ward in the river. Banana's going to D-Ward. Tongfu still working on this Roche, just with Treants. They're parked on the high ground. LGDint eyeing them from across the river. They say, yes, please, go for Roche. We would love to Vacuum, Call Down, Wall all over your asses. Not going in just yet. Now something's stolen.
Power shot. That's actually a pretty good spell to steal because they can just keep spamming them on this high ground. And looks like G is also rushing a sheep. He has a Mystic Staff up. They need more creeps on the Chen though if they want to take this Roshan down. Looks like he will probably get a weak Firbolg here. A little bit unfortunate for him.
The Hellbear. Not ideal.
And Sangjang just
it's
creating
such a
power
pathetic
shots
creep.
here.
It's called the Hellbear. It just looks like a lumbering little oaf child.
It has a mean smile though. Look at that.
He wants to be bad, but he's not so
His
bad.
eyes don't look very intimidating.
Yeah, he's got like puppy dog eyes.
So King J is trying to solo it on his own, and he will get scouted out by another power shot, but he does not have the damage. They don't have a medallion up on Weaver. Maybe they should get one on him or perhaps a Nature's Prophet, but this thing is going down so slowly.
This Roche could just turn the game completely. If they give up Roche right now and LGD are able to claim it, could be bad. They've got more sentries now. They want to D-ward and get some map control back. Both sentry wards. Well, Tongfu comes out ahead there as well. Roche still at about half HP. And now it's up to King J to just put momentum on the top lane and try to draw a TP back.
If they get Pycat to TP to the left side, Roshan is theirs.
Yeah, it's absolutely done. There's still no medallion yet, I believe. Actually, there is now Banana. Medallion up on Banana. This would be perfect for taking Roche.
This T1 tower up is so important for Tongfu right now, just because they only have the sentry here. LGD can't approach from any other position. They can maybe try and go through this way. That's just extremely risky. They're kind of choked in there. They can't approach through mid, and they're forced to just sit at the bottom. They had a ward there, and they can't take.
Oh, they've gone in now. G's gotten caught. This could be bad. Centaur stomp on 2. Wow. What a Centaur. Double kill for Moo.
Gracious.
The Roche to Tongfu. And this game that was so close might have just tipped dramatically.
What was G doing
favor.
there? They already killed the sentry there just a couple minutes before, and you really have to be expecting that Tongfu is ready for that. They've just constantly dropped sentries over here. You can't, again, they know exactly where LGD is going to come from. They're spamming power shots from across the cliff. They know the positioning is going to be all around this area, and just walking up that cliff, that was not.
He's their team fight too. I mean, they have other decent team fight heroes, but they need Vacuum. They definitely need Mech, and Wall could be the tide turner. He can't go first. It should be Nyx with Carapace who leads the way. It should be a Windrunner with the Shackle or a Power Shot.
Or you need a sentry of your own. If you have a sentry up this hill, or right here, and it doesn't get dewarded, sure, you can walk up the hill with the invisibility. But usually you just use Power Shot to scout it out, and then once you have enough information about their positioning, about how low Roshan is, about people's mana, then maybe you go in. But
he just strutted up.
Yeah, that is way too manly.
That was like Muggsy Bogues just posting up on Shaquille O'Neal. We have Dragonite just lurking, looming large in the post.
And now LGD is falling quite far behind. They did a lot of good aggression early, but with these 2 BKB pickups on the Dragonite as well as the Weaver and the recent Aegis, this game is slipping away slowly.
It does start to slip away, and you said slowly, but the big thing for me is now Tongfu can farm more aggressively, especially because they've got Aegis. Prophet now is an Ultimate Orb, a 5k gold lead, a 4k experience lead. How? Working towards his next item with a BKB Rush. The beauty is you can just go straight for a damage item. You've got Hand of God, you've got Mech on your side, you're a lot tankier than how you look. And once he gets an item, once the Dragonite gets an item, be it a Shadow Blade, be it
They're
just
so
a straight
ready
AC.
with these Sentry Wolves. Oh my goodness. They're always
It'll be
ready
trouble.
for 1437's ganks, and I feel like that's just saving them a lot. For example, the first game, they constantly got picked off by not even Nyx ganks, just surprise ganks, and Tongfu is much better prepared for this aggression by LGD.int.
Nice job by Hao here, forcing out some TPs. He does need to back soon. There's been a rotation from G, who isn't... Oh, something else worth mentioning, Merlini, is that we've seen a lot of the Chinese Darkseers rush BKB, and they do it right after Mech. But G is greedy. He's going for either a Shivas or a Scythe.
It worked out for them in the first game, for sure, but again, he is their team fight, as you said, and if he goes down, I mean, Gyrocopter can't carry this fight 1v5. He doesn't have a Rapier yet.
I think it's not that many stuns for Tongfu, but they're such reliable stuns. Dragon Tail, you just run in, you get Dragon Tailed, you're probably dead. Same for Rubik Lift to a lesser extent. Oh, that Rubik has Impale again. That's not going to help.
I would actually prefer an Ultimate Orb over the Mrs. Staff just for the extra HP. If you die within Dragon Tail, team fight's over right there. But if you can survive, drop your wall, pop your mech, use a vacuum, and then you die, that team fight goes a lot better.
Even though Tongfu, I feel, have a strategic advantage, LGD have a really good team fight if they get it off. Vacuum into call down, we've talked about it before. It's very scary, but from the backside comes Mu. He's come in with a haste rune. He's found 1437, pops the BKB, doesn't finish the job. There's Vendetta.
Oh.
The Impale that was stolen by Sangsheng does it blind, finds the kill. Beautiful play from him, and now they'll take a tier 2 bottom off of that.
I'm surprised they haven't picked up a gem yet, just considering the way the game's been going and how many sentries they bought. I think they're strong enough to hold it. At least a Dragon Knight is, but he almost got away there. Nice forward staff by Brax trying to save him and push him downhill, but it just wasn't enough.
Yeah, I think Tongfu is just playing a little more prepared in this game, in general. Not getting picked off as much, defensive play when LGDN have made their rotations for the most part, and playing safe. And I
Yeah.
feel LGDN is pressing a bit too much, especially G. He's just been trying to force fights that aren't favorable, and now they're in the unenviable position of having to try to defend against such a strong split push. Also, I do want to mention how just spotted a triple stack for the Gyrocopter at the Ancients, and if he goes for it, this could be trouble. Oh, by the way, somehow... Oh, wait, Sangsheng's got Moo's Bracer. Okay, well... It looks nice in his inventory, I suppose.
And they're taking out the stack right now. Are they going to contest it? This is a very bad fight for them to take, though. G can just wall, they can vacuum, call down. As this choke is extremely difficult for them. When if it was just Pycat, sure they can contest it, but not with 4 people there.
They're going to, though. They smoke up. Remember, Moo does have a BKB and a Shadow Blade. The Ancients are about to fall.
They're going behind, though.
They're going for a big wraparound. Oh, no.
This is so smart
Moo's
by
leading
them.
the way. This could be bad. This could be trouble. It's going to be. They found 1437. Where's the BKB on Moo? It comes out now. They brought him down. G deploys the wall, but now must run. Moo giving chase. The Sprout, a 4-staff south from Brax, bailing G out of certain death. And now they're all on the run. They only lost to Nyx. They did even finish the Ancients. Could have been a whole lot worse.
Yeah, that was so smart by them because they knew what was going on up there, but going up that cliff is just so devastating. When they circle around and pick off the weak heroes, I guess pick off the weak hero because they only got one there, but still, just very great play by Tongfu. They're very prepared, engaging in smart fights and split pushing, out farming, and playing very aggressively once
Fishes
they get BKBs.
finds the shackle, but do they really initiate on this? Remember, there's no wall. There's a vacuum, however. Hao's just going to scurry away. BKB cooling down. Hand of God forced out. Now Moo with a Shadow Blade. Maybe coming back in. If anybody tries to get greedy and go for a kill, he's here to punish it.
Yeah, no BKB up on Pycat. If they wanted to fight, it would be a great time to turn around.
The Watchful Dragon.
Oh, gee, is he going to get caught out?
Oh, gee. He's going to farm. No, he'll be okay. That's pretty bold to go farm.
Yeah, I think he just, Dragon Knight just missed the sight of him.
Yeah, Moo just used, you know he's got a Shadow Blade. They just took your tower mid. They could easily have wards up here. Even going to farm that wave seems a bit aggressive by G. Even when this guy farms, he finds a way to make it seem aggressive and violent. He does get the creeps, though.
These supports on the side of LGDN are hurting so badly. Nixus has not even arcane boots. He is so poor compared to this Chen. Chen has brown boots, mech, gem, and a medallion right now, and 2,000 gold to his name.
And now a Scythe of Ice for your Nature's Prophet. 30 minutes in, King J, not the best profit farm we've ever seen, but he gets a core item here. Against the Darkseer with no BKB, this could be murder to LGDN's team fight. There's so many ways to stop him from initiating now. The Scythe, the Dragon Tail, the Rubik Lift, whatever Rubik's stolen, which right now is Surge. Not the best, I suppose, but still decent. It's going to be tough for LGDN to execute that team fight.
They do have the Butterfly now on Gyrocopter and not any damage items on Dragon Knight or the Weaver. Looks like Weaver has 2,200 gold. I'm pretty sure he bought something on the Chicken. He's very close to his MKB, and once he gets that, it's going to be slightly difficult for Gyrocopter, but he can melt a lot of the other heroes. LGDN really does need a gem, though, with the threat of a Dragon Knight initiation on the squishy Darkseer and the Weaver always just being there. They really do need
And
it.
the gem that you mentioned, just purchased by Misery. Thanks for pointing that out, Bruno.
Oh, you did?
G
Okay.
fishing for a vacuum. Not going to connect. And I do want to point out, it's 17-12. Tongfu leading. 30 minutes in. This Dire squad looking for a win here. Can they take game 3? Will they be moving on? LGDN, everything could hang in the balance off of this push. 5 heroes grouped up. G heading towards the top rune. Not again, G. Not again. He's gone away from his team. Now the BKB comes out from Mu. Forced staff to safety by Brax. Sangsheng surges forward, lifts Pycat, throws him back. He pops the BKB. Shackle caught Sangsheng, locks him to a creep. Now still Surge, running away. Mu coming in. Hao coming in. Who's going to fight and who's going to run? Nobody can make up their minds in this fight. Hao still looking for an opening. The Vax there. Catches King J. He's teleported to his own demise. Sangsheng on the hunt. Gem hits the deck. Pinged by the Prophet, and the chase is on. 1437 trying to retreat out. Who got that gem? It goes to Sangsheng. It was Banana's gem, though. It looks like LGDN still hold on to theirs.
And that was a rather sloppy fight. I think King J did not TP into the best place. Seems like he got caught in most of the stuff. But getting a Leshrac for a Furion, not a good trade for Tongfu. They didn't have the Aegis, too, so keep that in mind. Looks like Roshan is going to respawn in about 2 minutes' time.
And LGDN, 4 staff, Shackle, not going to connect. Brax is fishing. We always have to look at some hero shackles. Those can turn the game, though. That's something worth mentioning in addition to the vacuum call-down combo, which maybe seems unlikely. If they can find a big shackle. The BKBs for Tongfu are getting rather low. Mu, only a 6-second duration on his. The Weaver, an 8-second, more decent on Hal, but still, they might get to that point in the next 10 minutes where multiple shackles can completely change a fight. And like you said, they don't have the most damage. MKB on Weaver is nice, but it's still a bit hard for Hao to get into the fights. He's a little squishy. There's a lot of collateral fire and damage from the Gyro Flat Cannon. Butterfly, it's 60 damage.
Oh, top lane,
It
Hao.
hurts. And Hao could be caught here. 1437 wisely initiating with an Impale. Now the Light Strike Array, or rather the Split Earth follow-up. Hao will BKB and head towards the river. Always get those two spells confused with the names, but oh no, this courier's got to be careful. No, it should be okay.
And looks like G is actually very close to his sheep. I think he just bought his Voice Zone just 20 gold away for him. So, I mean, I guess it pays off if you were greedy. He's 3-1 right now. It seems like he's been caught off a lot. And even though he got caught off right here and his whole team was sitting up the T1 in middle, he didn't actually die there. He was just able
timely
to surge
play
away
from
to safety.
Brax. Well, we have a bit of a lull in the action, Merlini. I'm very curious to hear what Luminous has to say about the way this game's been developing so far. Lumi, what's up?
I think you guys are doing a great job in terms of commentating on how the game is progressing. I just want to point out some very interesting skill build. First of all, Nyx Assassin, still no Mana Burn. I understand if you want to skip Mana Burn early and go a little bit deeper in Spike Carapace, but you just need damage output. That's one of the biggest weaknesses in the team, and he hasn't picked that, so I'm a little bit curious about that. Leshrac has not gone into Lightning, which could be considered as a standard build, but against Chen Creeps, against Nature Prophet Treants, you just want a ton of AoE, and I think you want to scale that over Edict. And before this team fight breaks out, look at Sandstorm's next level skill build. He has 1 in Spell Steal. I'm sure that's a misclick, but he has a ton of no-feel as well, and that's going to be good against Leshrac and all of the magical damage.
Wow, they're just skipping by
Oh
Roshan.
no, they wrapped around. They wanted to backstab Tongfu. And Tongfu sneak a Roche. LGD.int trying to be too clever for their own good. And oh boy, does it ever cost them. They're parked to the right, hoping and praying that Tongfu will walk into them. That's frustrating.
Wow, that is
that
very
has to
frustrating.
hurt. They thought they were going to get the jump on Tongfu, but Tongfu got the jump on them. And now they've smoked up, and they're heading down mid, and they have big items on the way. Mu, Reaver up,
Oh,
ambitiously.
they're going to catch him from behind. Oh, no, maybe?
Do they know?
Yeah.
Did they see that
Moo.
power shot? Moo shadow played it up, leading the charge. Look for the BKB initiation. This could be bad. It could be bad. It probably will. Didn't BKB. Doesn't even need it yet. Back. Call down. Maybe he does. Shackle doesn't seem like Moo's getting caught just yet. He's still alive. He's fighting it out. They focused him. They want to bring him down, and they will. Now how? Does he actually give chase here? No, he's going to back off for the time being. Sangsheng to fall. How? On the retreat out. Shackle will connect. Is there a gem? Is there follow-up? Nothing just
They
yet.
have a gem on the Darkseer.
They didn't lose their Aegis.
That
How
was a
holds on to
great
that?
sheet by G there.
Should have BKB'd immediately though.
Yeah, I
You
definitely
shouldn't.
agree
You
with
shouldn't
you.
get greedy
have a
like
free
that. You
summon
know
on
they have a
anybody.
gem.
He has a Reaver. Maybe if you had a heart, you
free
can do
summon
that. But
anybody
still,
else
there's
BKY
no
to
need
go
to
for
take
the
that
next
risk. Granted, his BKB is a little bit less right now. I guess it was 6 seconds before he used the most recent one. But that was such a great jump for them. Instantly, Nyx Assassin out of the fight. You can kind of snowball that, especially with the Aegis. Perhaps the Aegis should have gone onto the Dragon Knight, but really, I think the BKB should have been popped earlier.
Yeah, should have used the BKB earlier. The other thing is then they get their own Frost Dragon when he gets vacuumed into wall, which is a big problem. So multiple reasons
I guess
to use that
technically
BKB.
he wanted to like stun dodge, like bait a split earth or a shackle shot and then do it because he technically didn't know that Darkseer had a sheep, but still, better safe than sorry. And LGDint is still in this game, even after the Roshan, even after the 12,000 gold advantage in favor of Tongfu.
They're still in it, and Pycat has 4.5k gold. He's close to that next item. If he gets big enough, I think Tongfu will have trouble engaging 5-on-5. At a certain point this game, their Dragon Knight is just not keeping up in terms of farm. I think DK can take the Gyro 1v1 if it comes to a man fight, but not when he's behind 4k gold. So Tongfu might have to resort to split push, and LGDN, maybe that's where this Weaver pick, despite 1437 only being level 9, can come into play as that ganker. With some backup, he could find kills on the Prophet, on the Dragon Knight, on the Weaver. So LGDN, like you said, Merlini, they're behind by a lot. Make no mistake about it, in Game 3 they trail by 12k gold, by 5k experience. We're 36 minutes in. The kill board, 16 for LGD, 19 for Tongfu. But we can't count LGDN out just yet. Not with this kind of team fight.
And they smoke up yet again, but it's only 3-man this time. I haven't really felt the presence of Nature's Prophets.
Oh, this could be bad.
Scythe yet.
Moo's got a double damage rune. If he finds Pycat here and kills him, he's going to find 1437 first. Fortunately, 1437 will be the one that falls. Pycat is dodging a bullet. And, well, he'll try to go full Matrix mode now. Brax has been caught on the backside. Sangsheng, the Sprout's there, and now wants to bring him down. He stole Vendetta for this. Now Hal gives chase. G on the run. Pycat on the run. The Swarm scouting things out. They are going to head for the base. Misery might be the one caught. Do they have buybacks? Can they punish this kind of a dive? It looks like they do. Misery still being dove. Sheep up on Moo. Buyback for the Windrunner. Now Hal finds a kill, and time-lapse is back out. That's some Matrix play right there. He'll escape. He'll live. Shackle coming. Only creeps. No luck for LGDN in these skirmishes. 2 on the sidelines. 1 respawning in 3. Another in 40. But the push might come now.
BKB down on Gyrocopter, that's a really big deal. If they can burst him down, especially with without the splitter to counter initiate, I think they could take this fight. But looks like King J is going to TP up top, and the push will be delayed for yet another day.
Is this a Divine Rapier game?
I think it's a little too risky for them just because they don't have the gem anymore. I believe they lost it last fight.
Oh, they do. G actually has one.
Oh, well, I guess he picked it up. Yeah, he picked up Banana's gem.
Yeah, both teams traded gems. It's musical
yeah.
gems this game.
I guess so. I don't think they're that far behind that they need it, and I mean they could be in a position to carry it. But again, I don't feel the presence of the sheep. There's no clutch sheeps on anyone.
Well, he's gone MKB, so scratch that thought. I was just curious. We'll see actually the completed Heart of Tarrasque Moo. Now he's very tanky, and now he has to go for a damage item because there is no need to tank up more than this on Dragon Knight. 21 armor, nearly 3,000 HP. Gyro will pick up his MKB. If Moo gets an assault, Kuras, if he gets that next damage item, oh boy, you'll have to watch out. But for now, I do think Pycat, once he gets a little bit of lifesteal, is going to be Kane in these fights.
He is going to be very, very scary, and they need to lock him down and try and tank through the BKB, whether it means getting Ghost Scepter on their support, which neither of them have, whether it's just a war of attrition through Chen constantly healing through Hand of God, he almost has a Scepter, or just straight up tanking it with Heart and or AC on the Dragon Knight. Any of these would be sufficient to try and tank him through, but Gyrocopter is very scary. 7-1.
You get a Heart on your Dragon Knight, you get a Scepter on your Chen, and you just want to siege the enemy base. It looks like that's going to be the game plan for Tongfu here. Probably not trying to force a direct 5v5 because they don't have as much damage as they could, but chip away at the tower, don't commit to a big engagement. Here comes your Dragon Knight illusions. Shackle's there, latching both together. They do nothing for now.
30 seconds on the Aegis. I think if Hal just man modes it up, tanks
There's
a couple of spells.
There is a glyph. In comes 1437. The vacuum, the impale combo. They've caught both. Can they bring them down? They lose one. The Weaver, however, has Aegis. The Dragon Knight does not. He doesn't have buyback. That combo was brilliant, and now Banana on the run will get blown up. King J as well. It looks like he'll sprout and try to TP out, but the chase continues. Brax, fishy with the shackle. TP could come now, but if it doesn't come now, King J probably dead, waiting for that Shadow Blade. You can't run from G, not with the gem. I think he should have gone for the TP out earlier, but end of the day, what a brilliant combo. Again, with the vacuum plus impale or burrow strike combos, they do it, they defend the tower, and they blow the Aegis as well. Tongfu, not in such a good position anymore, Merlini.
Not at all. Maybe they got a lot of damage on the tower, so it was like kind of worth it, but Glyph not even popped. 600 HP still left over on the tower. Maybe with the next Aegis and Roshan, they can make a go for it, but again, they need damage on the Dragon Knight, and Pycat is just way too strong right now. He's almost down to a 5 or 4 second BKB, but he just does so much damage in those 5 seconds that a team fight is pretty much over since then. They can just take it easy for a little bit, split push, and wait for LGD.int to get a little bit lackadaisical about their positioning, about their splitting up and playing safe, and maybe go for a pick with the Nature's Prophet. He has a Shadow Blade. Again, I've talked about his scythe. He picked it up way earlier, but if he's going to play like this and not really do anything in the team fights, a Necronomicon would have been better suited for the split push. But they need to get the jump on Pycat. Pycat's always ready to pop his BKB, whether it's the great vacuum impale stun or nice shackles. They always get the
They're hunting. 1437 picked off again. The sight devices here, and down he goes. 1 and 13. It's not been his game.
He has 1 mana burn now. Things are going to change for him.
For LGD, 2,700 gold on the gyro. I still think they're in good shape. And Merlini, they're starting to remind me just a little bit of LGD China. This team that oftentimes wins just by out-turtling their opponents. And LGD has been executing in the clutch with some fantastic team fight
I don't
combos.
think that they can push, though. That's the problem. Even if Gyrocopter gets super stacked, if you ever push, that makes it much more likely for them to get the jump on Gyrocopter. And if you shut him down and kill him, they have MKB up right now. Gyrocopter only has 1,700 HP. If they can kill him or at least get him low before he pops his BKB, team fight's pretty much over. And if you buy back, he can't be back in the fight.
Also, speaking of that BKB, it's a 5-second one now. It's much lower duration.
So, sure, they're winning the fights now, but if they ever had to venture outside the base and actually deal with the threat of the split push from the Nature's Prophet, and they just don't have any map control right now, they're probably going to lose the next Roshan too, and that's going to be a very scary time for LGDN.
LGDN, we're now 42 minutes in. The score only 19-23. It's been another slow-paced punching fest, a slugfest, if you will. Neither team really committing to big fights, but just jabbing and picking away at their opponents here and there.
Man, Hal is getting that value out of those treads. He is still tread toggling 42 minutes in the game. I guess once it becomes habit.
Yeah, why not? It's second nature.
It's too many clicks, man. Wasted clicks.
So you got to be more efficient. You got to get that value.
He is certainly getting value out of his mana pool.
Well, he is. And now Roshan number 3 is in the offing. Roche not far off. We're about a minute, actually a bit
less. But now the
that.
split push is coming. They're going to TP. If they push a T2 right now and then force the TP back, they just straight up take Roshan right then.
LGDN, they'll push that tier 2. I think they might just ignore their base. It's only a Prophet with a sight. He doesn't actually hit that hard. How TP's in. Immediate BKB. The Swarm completely whiffing.
Oh, boy.
That's a Weaver BKB
That is
down.
not good at all for them.
And now this Prophet. King J can't back here. He's got to keep on applying pressure, but he's worried about a gank. He is backing off. And LGD, maybe they'll back off. They don't want to TP and show themselves, because then Tongfu know they can go Roche. Looks like in the end, Tongfu might decide they can go Roche anyway.
The TP from Brax, and they have good ward setup. They need to be able to take out this one. I don't actually know if it's close enough. It's really difficult to tell with the new sentry range. Let's see if Mu will attack it. No, he will not.
Well, there should be a gem on their team. There is on Sangshang, so it'll get dewarded right now.
They are ready to fight.
He's not hitting it. There you go.
But see, here's where King J is such an annoyance right now.
There's vacuum call down. I don't know about this Roche attempt. Vacuum's there, completely whiffs. They just got out of the pit in time.
I mean, their T3's under attack from the left side by King J, just doing his job as Furion, being super annoying. There's a TP back from 1437.
He'll Shadow Blade away. King J retreating out, and now Roshan might be theirs to claim. LGD, and they really don't want to give this one up. If they give up another Roche, this one, Aegis and Cheese, Dragon Knight Weaver might just turn around the next fight. There's your Dragon form. G surging forward, looking for the scythe, but no BKB. He gets caught. Not again, G. Not like this. He'll go down. Now Pycat surges forward, wants to take this fight all by his lonesome, heads into the pit. He thinks an Aegis will be his savior. It won't.
Oh.
He's stunned. He dies, and this could be it. Misery on the run. Aegis hits the deck. Dragon Knight claims that. The Cheese going to the Weaver. A perfect Roche fight for Tongfu. And that's where you need a BKB on the Darkseer or he doesn't go in first.
This is such a troublesome time for LGD, and they, again, if they go outside their base, the split push is just too strong from Nature's Prophet. You can't just wait it out or else your T3 and then eventually your racks will fall. But if you TP back, it's 45 at best.
There's no buyback on this tower. That might just be game. Surging forward, 1437 is going to get caught. Now, dropping low, not dead yet. Hal giving chase, Brax on the run, Impale's going to clip one. 4-staff back for 1437, trying to live. Moo does eat a Spike Carapace. If you're Tongfu, you just want the racks here. Once you get one, you've got a profit. The rest will be a lot easier, a whole lot easier at that. Moo slapping away, chopping away. Racks number one will fall. Still 30 seconds on the sidelines for Pycat here. LGD.int. This might just be the end of their run in the Alienware Cup. 45 minutes in, our score, 26-19. And Tongfu, the Dire Squad, looking for the bottom racks, the second lane of racks. A beautiful Vacuum Impale special. Shackle to catch as well. Latches two together. Where's the follow-up? Where's the gyro when you need it? There's just no damage. It doesn't seem like it matters. Tongfu, the glyph gets popped by LGD.int, but they don't
They're
care.
tickling Moo.
They don't care at all. Moo gets shackled again. You can dent my armor, but you can't break it, says the Dragon Knight. Sangsheng stolen the Impale. Throws it out again. Moo BKBs. They've taken 2 lanes of racks, and now he'll Shadow Blade away. G, no gem for him. Do they have any detection at all to speak of? They do not. Banana, the lone casualty, maybe not even him. On the backside, it looks like Hal's been cleaning up in aisle 3. Kills off Misery. Brax doesn't kill off Misery, but brings him low, I should say. Brax might fall. Hal, remember, he's got Cheese. Do you really want to commit? You'd better kill him, or he could time-lapse out and turn this around. He'll just Cheese or run away. Tongfu slightly overstaying their welcome, but they get 2 lanes of racks. They get out. They've got the better split push lineup, and they've got a profit. This probably should be over.
I really like the item progression from Tongfu. They rushed BKBs on their heroes, knowing that they had a really greedy lineup, and LGDN was going to attempt to punish that by constantly pushing, constantly 5-manning, and forcing Tongfu to fight. Once they got the BKBs, they could take a few fights here and there, and then they just went items so that they can actually survive through the Gyrocopter's BKB. And once that happens, Gyrocopter will just get Dragon Tail and die. And if they went for more damage items, they just can't stand up during a flat cannon. They're forced to run away, and then most of their teammates will be dead. But with Dragon Knight and Weaver both having hearts, they'll just right-click a Gyrocopter the whole time. They don't give any fucks at all. I was thinking
Couldn't
of a
have said
better
it
word,
better.
but I was just like, eh,
Sometimes it calls for an F-bomb. I hear you there, buddy. MKB up for King J. Now he's got more damage, and now they just need one more Rex. If you're Tongfu at this point, you have used your Cheese, but you lead by 25k gold.
Now is a rapier time.
You lead by 14k experience. Now might be rapier time, but he's got no gold for a rapier. He's just bought a Reaver, barely even has Demon Edge gold. In fact, he's a bit short, Pycat is. Even if he wants a rapier, Merlini, it's going to be 5 minutes before he farms one.
He's a satanic.
Well, he needs Satanic and he needs Rapier. And I don't know if Tongfu will really let LGD.int languish for quite that long. 47 minutes in, your kill score 27-20, and Tongfu are cruising. Well on their way to a Game 3 victory. LGD.int not entirely out of this fight, but they are slumped in the corner, and it feels like there might not be any fight left in them. Brax going for a Scythe of Ice. No point in saving for buyback now. Spend all your gold, drop everything on the big items, because this next fight could be your last. The Alienware Cup, this match decides who will finish the 7th and 8th, and who keeps the dream alive in the lower bracket for the time being. IG and DK are waiting for these teams. They're waiting for the team that won earlier today, that being Team RNG Sports. And in comes Moo, Shadow Bladed up, looking to go. Gee, there's no sentry here. They really need sentries in these lanes. There's no gem. This is something that you've talked about in the past is if you lose Rax or a tier 3 and you don't have a gem, you'd better damn well have sentries in the lanes.
If you just smoke gank through there, then it's just so devastating when they're already up your hill. And they have Shadow Blades. They have 2 Shadow Blades, and they have a Weaver. They really need sentries for that. Just one pickoff right here is almost certainly GG.
And also, there's going to be even more items. Moo's getting close to an Assault Caress. I don't think anybody understands how tanky Dragon Knight is at that point. He's got Mech and Aghanim Scepter Chen backing him up. He will probably take 3 rounds of Flat Cannon to bring down without a Divine Rapier. He is just that tanky once an AC is complete. KingJ could get caught top. This will be a gem going the way of LGDint, an important pickoff, and it will be a pickoff. No way out for KingJ. That is something that they needed. I think less the kill and more the gem, but they do get it.
And looking at last hits and nice, Pycat has 441 last hits. That is 160 more, 150 more than the Nature's Prophet, but Nature's Prophet is still falling behind, or Gyrocopter just barely ahead in terms of net worth over the Weaver. So I don't know where Weaver has found all that gold.
Tower gold,
10,
and
1 and 10.
Tower gold, like you said, he's got 1 less death, 2 more kills, and 2 more assists, but mostly it's tower gold. There's still 3 outer towers, as well as all the tier 3s up, whereas Tongfu have taken down all the tier 2s. They have a 5 tower advantage at this point in the game.
Gyrocopter going for the gold. He has the Satanic, no money for buyback. Aegis will be reclaimed in just 25 seconds time.
Well, this is where Tongfu maybe wait for the next Roshan. They want the AC on Mu. It's coming soon. There's still a bit of room to grow for them here, Merlini. I think Mu is close to being done, but our Weaver, well, could sell his Reign of Aquila, has at least 1 more item. Maybe you want to save a spot for the Aegis and the Cheese left in him. The Prophet, room for 1 more, maybe 2 more if he replaces the Midas. They can still get bigger, and taking a 5-on-5 fight or forcing a push is a great way for LGDint to just 5-man wipe you and suddenly be right back in this game.
I think that is shows really good discipline from KingJ not to buy back during that whole whatever 80 or 60 seconds, the time that he was dead, just because they may need it, for example, for Roshan, or if a fight breaks out here on one of the important heroes. I think it was a really good idea by him to save his goal. We see a lot of Nature's Prophet just buy back instantly when they get picked off this late game, but with buyback being 6-minute cooldown now, you really have to be more judicious about when you press that button.
Judicious indeed, Merlini. They'll be judicious for now, and they'll wait for Roshan number 4. That's going to be... We're getting close to Roshan number 5. Mamba number 5.
And Dragon Knight
Bruno
has
will
his
do a
AC.
dance for us if we hit that point. He already promised me.
Bruno has his, or not Bruno, Dragon Knight has his AC, but he doesn't have his buyback now. And this is actually a really big deal for them because...
Shots fired? You don't want to see Bruno dance, huh?
I want to see him get his AC.
Damn.
His RL AC.
Well, AC is not nearly as exciting as Bruno dancing, at least not to me.
And that is a butterfly for... What happened to the sound?
For how? It's all gone silent here for the time being, because
okay.
apparently nothing's happening in the game. Dota randomly decides to make noise again. We didn't have a technical issue, at least not that time, but just messing with our minds.
They do have sentries up, but they're just about to expire. Only 1 in mid, though. They kind of need 1 in mid and bottom, but how? Just pressuring all the lanes. KingJ is doing his thing.
And Tongfu will farm. 52 minutes in, the kill score has hardly even changed. It was 27-20 a good 5 minutes ago. Now it's 27-21. Tongfu pushing in the bottom lane. LGDint, they're trapped in their base for now. They need that big combo. They need that huge team fight. They need, I still feel, a GBKB. He has gone Ghost Scepter, but if he gets stunned, the fights are over. How? Oh no. Just going for the range racks here. Hosakuchi out. And they can just win this death by 1,000 cuts, it seems.
Yeah, the split push is just too strong right now. LGDint is in no shape to fight, like, not a 5-on-5 fight. And
Sunshine is still farming on the high ground here. Oh my god, he's been doing this all game. Now he's stolen Vendetta. I suppose we're just waiting around for somebody to come by so he could steal a spell. That's kind of cute.
only level 2 Vendetta now. I'm surprised that he's not 16, but 1437.
I'm not. He's 2 and 14.
2 and 14. Yeah, that is quite a lot of deaths.
Yeah, it's not quite the Malk Award, but he is, as mentioned, not had his best game.
Need mana burn. Spike Carapace apparently does not prevent you from dying a lot.
I thought it was the GG button, but maybe not when you have 2 BKBs on the enemy carries. And now KingJ full split push. Yasha up, Manta style in the offing. They don't really want a 5v5. They would much rather just never come to a head-on clash with LGD.
They just need the next Aegis, but if Gyrocopter gets a Rapier by then, he has 4,200 gold right now, just 2,000 gold away from that.
We're heading towards that point. They've waited
damage.
this out for a good 8 minutes, Tongfu have. Pycat, maybe 1 Rapier to rule them all will be his game plan. Tongfu, Aegis Cheese, and you would also imagine buybacks on everyone, at least on their cores. If they're going to let Gyro farm for this long, that's got to be what they're waiting for. Because otherwise, you lose that one big fight, you don't have a full team buyback, you just lose. Because you need your full team to take down a Gyro who's 6-slotted with a Rapier.
And yeah, it's getting 25,000 gold. Not quite that 35,000 mark, but it may be there soon.
Pycat, 5k gold, getting closer and closer to the
Did
rapier.
they take the timer? They're just chilling there.
Tongfu, 30 seconds early. Better to show up fashionably late, I feel, but they don't have any neon green suits. That's only something that...
So all King J
The
needs to do
stats
right
man
now
can
is
bring.
just push out the lanes. If they gank him, buy back, take Roshan, and then try and take a fight. Again, if Gyrocopter gets a rapier, it's actually very, very scary for Tongfu. They have hearts, but a rapier plus Satanic plus MKB plus Butterfly, he is going to be super scary.
Of course, his BKB is 4 seconds duration. They have Dragon Tail, they have Rubik Lift, they have Chen Creeps, they have a Prophet Sight device. This BKB is just so short that he's got to win the fight during that first flat cannon instead of volleys. If he doesn't win it there, game's over, because he will get chain stunned and get absolutely murdered in the upcoming fight.
And there's the Cheese. Cheese goes to Moo. Aegis will go to Hao, and looks like only Hao will have a buyback, though. Looks like Moo is just probably 700 gold away. And Manta Style will be the next item of choice for Nature's Problem. I think this is a decent pickup just because they've been trying to put some aggression on him. If he can bait a gank out with the Manta Style Illusion, it will just allow a lot of time for the other teammates to split push. And it'll... Oop. I thought I missed something there. Nope. What are they pinging over
They're
there?
just hiding in the tree line. Looks like they want to make a go on Hao. There's a Blink Scythe on G. Hao has the Aegis. If they can blow this Aegis, it could be big, but the entire team's coming in. Oh, this could be the perfect setup, but there's no Pycat. Get over here, Pycat. G says, I want to go now. I want to go now. He's coming in. They're working on the racks. They might be too far away to get the perfect jump. They blink. They hex, but Hao has already Sakuchi the Impale just off the mark. Hao able to get out. That's your vacuum on cooldown. This is a great opening for Tongfu to take the racks, and with it, possibly the game. Stun on Moo, still tanky, still has Cheese. BKB's up and goes on G. They've taken the tier 3. They may now back off and just wait for the next round of BKBs. Hao says, I don't want to wait. I want to go in now, but I think that's just a slightly greedy play, and he'll stay back.
Yeah, they need to wait for time lapse at the very least.
There is a Divine Rapier on Pycat, but doesn't matter. Doesn't matter at all. For the time being, Hao just working on the creeps. He will get shackled. Remember, he's still got Aegis, and he's not even dead yet. Flat cannon coming through. It's not enough. With the scythe, maybe it is. Moo still at full HP, even through all the flak damage. Now he's going to drop. Back comes Hao. He's focusing on the Nyx Assassin, not the Rex, not the heroes. Now he's running. Oh my goodness. Tongfu, are they really losing these fights? They just might be. At the backside, it's been King J trying to split push and stall the game out. They do give chase. They're hunting for kills. Buybacks will come if necessary. Hao working on the Rex. Split push. Death by a billion cuts is the name of the game here for Tongfu. The Rex will fall. Hao's doing it, then sent back home by the Chen. Oh boy, I'm having flashbacks to that E-Home win in the Beyond the Summit World Tour. And in the shackle comes. They've caught King J. Remember, though, he's got the buyback if he needs it. They've taken almost mega creeps. Just one range Rex left standing. He's still running. The Impale is off the mark. The gem's up on Brax, however. A timely sprout by King J, but Brax will power shot forth. Shackle is there. They'll finally get King J.
Oh boy.
But they've taken the melee Rex. The top Rex exposed. This Divine Gyro can defend against mega creeps all day, but can he push out? Can he actually push out and take the enemy throne?
They're still being very patient.
It's going to be
buybacks.
tough.
The only person that bought back was Sansheng.
And that's your Rubik. That is not the biggest deal.
They're very, very patient with these, and this really shows you the discipline. A lot of people would just try and brute force it, and if you have a couple of heroes down, maybe just even one in the DK or the Weaver, Gyrocopter can push out even against Mega Creeps. Maybe.
It's game 3 and what's turning out to be a marathon of a final game. 57 minutes in, 27-24 your score. Tongfu leading by 30k gold and by 3 kills. A 20k experience lead, that's virtually meaningless. It's all about buybacks, Aegis, Roshan, and teamfight execution. And right now, LGD.int having these slightly better team fights, but still struggling to keep their racks up. Only the range racks top stands. It's their last bastion of hope. If they give up mega creeps and they don't take racks or thrown off of that, it's going to be tough. And Merlini, the biggest thing for me is that Tongfu still have all their tier 2s up. Even if you do win a fight, you can't just go for the throne. You've got to go through a tier 2, through a tier 3, and then through the tier 4s and onto the throne. So they have to win like 3 or 4 fights, I feel, to take this game.
Yep, or find some picks. Many picks.
And they also need some new items, I feel. Pycat, mainly, he needs a new BKB. It is 4 seconds. He's got the Boots of Travel now. They have no way to really get him forward into the fight. So even if they win a fight, there's no creeps to TP to. And the item progression on some of these other heroes is lacking. I mentioned G's BKB. I still feel he needs one. He's been kind of cheeky with his Blink Dagger. Maybe that's enough. And the item progression in general is stalled down. But to win a fight and then go and win the game, they might just need mass boots of travel.
And Pycat is so scared right now. Look at his positioning right next to the T4.
Goodbye, 1437. 2 and 15.
Another one up.
At this point, it's pretty hard for him, to be fair, but continues to
Brax,
die.
are they gonna find Brax right now?
Hiding in the trees. How? The swarm available. No, they're going to go in on Hal, but he's Sakuchi'd up. He's still fast. It's a very fast chicken. Beck's there. Banana gets caught. Scythed up as well. In comes the swarm. Pycat's joining the fight, but it's the throne that's in jeopardy. King J's working on it. And now the buyback from the Chen immediately onto the throne. There's no glyph. LGDN, their base undefended. Tongfu have snuck in the back door, and they want to take game 3. This could be it. Scythe on Brax. Rax dropping low. The throne in jeopardy. It's got only a few hits of HP left. Moo not taking it yet. Down it goes. Tongfu out mind gaming LGDint. They baited them like champs, and then they take game 3. But LGDint made it a thrill ride, that's for sure. 59-31, your final time. 28-25, your final kill score. Tongfu, they had to grind this one out, but grind it out they did.
Very patient, calculated, and they didn't make any big mistakes in the late game. I thought one of their bigger mistakes was pushing up that T3 in middle and Dragonite just dying with his Reaver. Sure, he got sheeped all the way down, but other than that, they played almost flawlessly in the late game, controlling the Roshan, split pushing constantly, trying to fight wherever the gyrocopter is not. Just pretty clean play, not squeaky clean, but pretty clean.
What a game.
What a game.
That was
indeed.
fun. That was a good way to end it, guys. Sorry for the LGDint fans out there. They just didn't have it in the end. But, Bruno, Lumi, I was about to say Merlini. I don't know why. What'd you
The
think?
same person. So I think that I was right when I think I was right when I was saying that having the most cores, playing the most greedy would pay off. In this case, it was a tri-core versus a single core. As powerful as Rapier gyrocopter is, and he won that one fight by himself, it was too little too late. They were just 5 Raxes behind. They didn't even have to take the last Rax. They went straight from the throne. I think Tongfu played it very, very well. And, I mean, the question here is, can you actually win when you have such a lineup where you have so few damage dealers compared to the opponent, if you don't dominate by 10-15 minutes?
I really don't think so. A lot of your damage is coming from magical,
Yes.
and there's BKBs, there's hearts, pipes, mechs, and Hand of God heals, and there's just too much stuff for a Lestrak, for a Nyx Assassin go through. In certain cases, you say, you know, if my Windrunner gets big enough, if my Darkseer gets big enough. That didn't really happen, and even if it did, I don't think they would have enough damage. BKB Gyro tried a solo carry.
Right.
And throughout the theme of these best of 3 is the one solo carry loses against a 3-core. You made the absolutely correct prediction. To me though, it wasn't the ultra late game finish that it was squeaky clean like Merlini pointed out. I'm just absolutely impressed with House Weaver performance. He was just going around the top lane through the jungle, through the secret shop, and ganking absolutely everybody, and he was at like 20 HP throughout the whole time. That was Weaver play, not the one that you AFK farm for 40 minutes and come out with a heart. It's the one that's picking off supports, and it's marvelous to watch.
And he was also on point, and if his team went from the right, he would always come from the left. If they came from the top, he would come from bottom. The best Weaver play is the one where you just play to clean, right? You don't go into the main team fight, you just clean up when the team fight's over and the other guys are running. But of course, in order for that to happen, you have to make sure that your team somehow is in a position to push them back. Because if you go from behind and your team loses and they start chasing, then you're in a very bad position. You have to start chasing and trying to help your team. You're split, you lose. That didn't happen for Tongfu. Tongfu played really well.
Yep.
I think I'm not too happy with King J's performance in particular.
King J just haven't played too well in their performance against Navi in the 2 Clockwork game. I went back to look at the stats. He was 4-21 on 2 games of Clockwork. Beastmaster, in the game that they won, he was 0-4.
Right.
Now, I don't think score is a good indicator of whether you're a good or bad player, but I felt like he could contribute a little bit more. Even in the late game, you saw him getting somewhat picked off. His, I think LD was somewhere pointing out that you don't feel like there's a big profit in the game, despite all of the AFK farming. So I gotta agree with you there. But speaking of positioning, what do you think about G? A lot of times he was very over-aggressive. His item choice of a Scythe of Ice was pretty cool until Double Heart was picked up. do you think maybe if you want to go for some more mid-game team fight, should you go Blink right after your Hex?
I do like the blink.
Or not Hex, Blink after your mech?
I do like the blink. I think that it allows you to, especially if you have something else to pair up with it. Of course, the cooldown is a nice combination to get with the proper
That one
vacuum.
team fight where they vacuum, impale,
yeah.
Splurf, and everything on top, that was...
Yeah, but I mean, realistically, you probably will not have more than 1 or 2 of those that game. Just the fact that
Well, he can't have more than 1 or 2s because whenever he goes in, he's public enemy number 1.
Yeah.
Like, he just Dragon Tail, he gets lifted, everything. But when you have a Blink, you bypass a ton of that.
No, I agree. I mean, I think the blink is probably the best call there, especially when you have more than one carry to worry about. Because if you have just one guy, let's say you're against an anti-mage, you get a shipstick, and you're done. You just, like, the focus is just shipstick that anti-mage,
Right.
focus him, try to kill him before it's run out, or just chain stun him, whatever. But if you have 3 guys, who are you going to ship? Do you ship How? Then you
Yeah.
get Mu on your head. Do you ship Mu? Then How and King J just coming from behind kill you. Sometimes you need some more of kind of AoE control, and Vacuum just provides that for free. So if you get a blink with that. But I have to say something. You said that G was playing very aggressively. And I will say that he didn't play aggressive enough during the laning stage, which is... I talked so much about DK. I think DK got way much more than he should have had this game. First of all, because he was laning against a melee hero that, as good as Darkseer is in the offlane, he doesn't bring too much threat to Dragon Knight.
Not enough.
Not enough.
He's got Dragon Blood regen, he's got Bottle.
Yeah.
So
If you want to dive him, he'll Dragon Tail you on tower and you just be able to walk away. I think LGD.int should have put more pressure into that Dragon Knight because he got fat too fast.
Yeah.
So I think that's it. I think LD, Merlini, any last words about the game in particular?
Tongfu is a solid team. I mean, they're not and the sexy team necessarily. They don't make the biggest, most flashy plays, but
Right.
They're consistent.
they get the job done. They did it today. And they'll be moving on to play either IG or DK, and I believe we do have our
Speaking of
next matchups
speaking
ready.
of that,
Yeah.
speaking
you
of
look
that.
quite like the LA fan.
The what?
The LA fan?
Oh no! People were saying I was like trying to copy Loda.
Yeah, you do look a little bit like Loda.
A little bit. So if you remember this, I showed you before. If Tongfu wins, we have to do a draw.
Yeah.
And I would not ever combine such a hideous cap into shirt. So if it's not about substance or form, there has to be some kind of use. I'm a pragmatist. So what I do have here is papers. And these papers have IG's and DK's name on it.
Okay.
Let's be honest, Bruno. How much did they pay you? Merlini sponsored by Dota 2 Lounge. Clearly, you have some MLB affiliations.
He's got some Navi affiliations, maybe.
Maybe.
The biggest Navi fan.
I don't know. I'm a mercenary for hire, I guess.
Okay.
After all, I'm
Sellout.
here, right?
I think sellout is the term for that. We're using
Yeah,
that.
that could work. So essentially, what we're going to do here, Lumi,
Are we doing Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon stuff?
we're going Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. I'm going to throw this up.
Uh-huh.
It will fail because I tried lots of times and it will fail. So don't laugh, you at home, if I fail. You'll have to catch something.
Did you wash your hair?
I did wash my hair.
Okay. All right. I'll try to catch.
It's fine. If you
Alright.
catch random hair, just leave it away.
Okay.
You know how people go, and especially to women, I'm going on a ramble here. When women have long and pretty hair, like they touch your hair and they go and touch the hair of the woman. Oh, your hair is so pretty. And people don't have kind of this sense of personal space when they go for their hair.
Wait,
but
you're complaining about
no. I have no concept of personal space
Okay.
whatsoever, my
Oh
friend.
man, that's too close.
But what I was saying is that as much as people, you're feeling really uncomfortable now.
well, because my body's like
It's fine. It's fine. I'll let you go. I'll let you
Okay,
go.
thank you.
But as pretty as if one single hair drops into, say, food or the table, it's like, oh, that's disgusting hair. So apparently this hair has the potential, the magic of turning from something super pretty, which people want to touch, into something that's completely disgusting as a cockroach. I'll never know what happens with that. But anyways, I digress.
Thank you for that piece of information.
The hair
try.
looks a lot better on a pretty woman's head than it does in my food. Let me tell you
guess.
that right now.
Yeah.
Alright,
I had to restrain myself from saying something completely wrong. But
Can you toss a
Don't
pretty
restrain
hair?
yourself.
No,
Unrestrained Bruno.
No.
Unfiltered.
After your comment on mums and death last time. It was weird.
You seem like you're affected.
Well, I was trying to sleep, but you woke me up. So
Oh, I'm sorry.
Let's go.
I'm sorry. Are you just here on a vacation?
I kind of am.
You're not. Apparently, someone doesn't have to cast.
Someone
Or-
doesn't have to cast. Yeah, maybe in the future
Yeah.
when I'm good enough. But right now,
Oh,
Just-
are you ready to draw?
this funny guy. Are you ready for me to draw?
Yes, I'm very ready.
Okay.
All right, let's
Lumi,
go.
are you ready?
Been ready.
Okay.
Throw up high.
On 3. It's 1, 2, and I throw on 3.
Okay.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. See, it doesn't
That
work.
was a sick throw.
See, it doesn't work. I told you.
That was EG-esque.
That was just testing you.
Okay.
Okay. 1,
I'm
2,
tested.
Luigi's
1,
good
2,
at
3.
throwing.
See, it doesn't really work. Okay, I have another idea.
Oh God. You can blame Bruno. All right, I got this one.
Lumi almost destroyed our entire production desk in one fell swoop.
You're having too much
that-
fun with
Okay,
it.
wait, before watching.
Okay.
These guys are playing against LGD.int because
Okay.
it says like DK or IG.
Okay.
So these are the guys that are playing against LGD.int.
And by the process of elimination.
Yeah, where's
you-
the other one?
Open it in front of the camera. Stop hiding it behind the laptop.
Where is the other one?
Well, we can't even cheat because the other one is on.
Well, no, but I mean,
It's like right
you
next to-
need to
Open
Kawa,
the paper.
Kawa, give me the paper. Otherwise, it looks like we rigged it.
Because
Now he switched the paper.
Okay, so this is the person that's playing against LGDint.
Yeah, and this is
Okay.
the person that's playing against
No, playing against
LGD.
Tongfu.
Tongfu.
Do you watch that game? You're too busy practicing your throws in the back.
And this is the person that's playing against Orange.
What is going on? How long does
This
it
is-
take?
So Orange is playing against these guys
IG.
and
Tongfu
Tongfu
against DK.
against
Team
DK Happy
DK.
Face. Okay,
So IG versus Orange.
IG versus Orange.
We'll update the brackets now. IG versus
Bam.
Orange. DK versus Tongfu.
I'm pretty sure that's the
It's official.
best drawing that history has ever seen or done.
It was
So-
pretty interesting,
Yeah.
memorable, I'd say. People will
almost
remember.
quite costly because I just took out some laptop.
Kawa will remember it.
Yeah.
But yeah, okay, so let's talk about these newly found matches. Okay, so let's start by IG versus Tongfu.
No.
No.
IG versus Orange.
IG versus Orange.
Are you okay?
No,
No.
I'm clearly not.
I think when
okay.
you hit that monitor, you might have accidentally smacked Bruno on the recoil or something.
So
Addled his noggin.
IG versus Orange. Is it? I don't even remember.
IG Orange. IG Orange.
Okay.
It's a Loda.
We changed. No, this is not Loda. This is like something out of the 90s.
Okay.
What do you think of IG versus Orange?
Yes, please.
IG
Enlighten me.
no good.
IG no good.
Yeah.
Not playing good.
Not playing good.
Need better
Jesus.
plays.
Yeah.
Who is underperforming?
IG. Orange is actually playing like decent Dota.
Who, as a person, not
The team is
The whole team.
The whole team is
the whole team.
Yeah.
Joe is not getting any farm.
Mhm.
Ferrari is not winning mid.
It felt like
YYF
Since
is suddenly the
February-
worst offlaner in the world.
since February, IG's been playing basketball with Tron, and not Dota.
Okay.
So I don't know what's happening. Maybe they're getting more fit.
Maybe they need more Husker if they're playing basketball. And Airshaker.
Yeah.
I play Slam Dunk.
Slam dunk.
An anti-mage with Blink Dagger.
Yeah. Throw Tiny in there.
That.
That's some toss.
There you have it.
So
Next level strat.
I wouldn't say it's a close series either. I think if IG performed the way that they did yesterday and Orange plays the way they've been playing for the past couple of weeks. I mean, they're the team that kind of took best of 5 series, took it to 5 games against LG China in the DSL series. In the this series for the Alienware, took it to 3 games against LG China. LG
Right.
China's playing really well.
Mhm.
Orange is playing pretty well. IG is
Not playing.
not playing well.
Guys, do you agree?
I think Orange is going to this match. I think Orange is the favorite for me. Actually, I think IG are the ones that have something to prove.
Yeah.
For
But
sure.
doesn't IG thrive when they have something to prove? They lost versus Navi.
Not-
It
and-
has something to prove against
Not
Navi.
lately.
Well,
I mean, what do
no,
you think?
because it was the winner's bracket.
Never mind.
It was
I don't
okay.
care what you
They
think.
lost. Last time at the International 2,
Right.
didn't they lose against Navi?
In the winner bracket.
Yeah, and
so
then-
I'm not sure if this is like a sick story being written by somebody.
Yeah.
They're gonna come through the lower bracket and go win all the way up,
That would be an interesting story.
but that requires IG to play good Dota,
yeah,
and they haven't been playing good Dota.
they haven't.
So
So, okay, enough about Orange versus IG. We have Tongfu versus
I didn't
DK.
get my word in.
Sorry, Merlini.
I think
I
that
thought you were Luminous.
I think slightly weaker IG, which they've been playing recently, is still slightly stronger than Orange overperforming a little bit lately. I actually still give the edge to IG 2-1. And in the group stage, IG did tie them 1-1, so I don't think it's going to be a stomp by any means. I still think either way it's going to be like 60-40 max on either team.
Always with the rares and
Yeah,
the
like,
odds for this guy.
That's the only way I think now.
I'm sorry
Okay.
about
Back to
your
you
rares
guys.
today.
Okay, great.
Sorry
Now
about your rares.
I'm gonna
on
let
my
you
rares.
start this time, Merlini,
Okay.
because we're going with Tongfu and DK. So to apologize, you get the first word, and you can say whatever you want. You're on TV.
I mean, I think this is as close as the other one. I don't think either of these are more than 60-40 favorites in favor of either
Yeah,
way.
I don't think it's a massive advantage.
Tongfu played pretty solidly today, but I think DK is just a slightly better team overall in terms of skill level and put togetherness.
This is a preview of our DSL final.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
That
actually.
is.
It's going to be before the finals too.
It's going to be before the finals as well.
That's a cool storyline actually. But I think DK is the team I'd like put my money on just because in the spotlight, I feel like Burning's just a player you
They
can
looked
count on.
super weak yesterday, though.
Yeah, that wasn't a big knockout match though. It was a big match, wasn't a knockout match.
They weren't close though.
That's true.
I
But
was
think this
against
is a better
Argentina and
matchup.
China.
This is a better matchup.
What do you guys think?
Lumi?
I reserve my opinion after I hear yours.
Okay, I think Tongfu will be having a moral boost after playing against LGDint. They lost versus Navi, but it's easy to morally scratch away a loss against Navi as the team we don't understand very well, the team that's kind of the dark horse, not because they're the weaker team, but because in the proper sense of dark horse, the guy that no one really knows much about. Of course, I know they watch replays and they watch Western Dota as well, but it's a thing to watch it, another thing to play against it.
Right.
So it's easy to go like, well, we lost against Navi, but now we know, then we can do better next time. Now DK is a guys that we know. We came from a very strong performance against LGD International. We're not a bad team by any means. We're actually favorites. If we win now, we will also get to defeat them at DSL because we have the moral boost. So DK, on the other hand, will be just scratching their heads, saying we were the strongest team. People were fearing us. People were putting us as favorites to win it all. And we suddenly lost to LGD China, which by no means it's a weak team, but it's a team that DK expected to win against.
I just don't know how to actually rate DK. They do so well on the group stage, and then they come out flat when it matters. So now it's do or die situation. I think DK has a little bit more to prove. Because Tongfu definitely doesn't have the same layer of expectation on them. They don't have the same star power as DK, Burning and Super and all these big names. Tongfu's like, yeah, we're come here, show up, do some work, play some Weaver Dota, play some Double Heart Dota, and hopefully take it up late and win the game. I think DK is a little bit more versatile, which is odd to say about DK's 4 Protect 1. They like to play offensive. I'm going to be putting money on DK simply out of respect of what the players could provide and how much experience they have. But hopefully they show up with their A game.
Do you think DK's 4 Protect 1 can win against a Tricore lineup by virtue of winning the lanes, for example?
I don't think they
advantage.
should play 4 to Protect 1. They should play their offensive trialing.
Okay.
Play their offensive Alchemist, Undying stuff. Play their Crystal Maidens, and then play 3-core. Because DK 3-core is actually not that bad. RTK,
Yes.
good throw player, but good
Good
carry
throw player.
player. His bat is, in my opinion, the best bat in China. Of course, Super, very solid player mid, and of course, Burning is
No way.
Burning.
Kawa is the best bat in China. Not even close. Did you see his bat yesterday?
Is
Well,
that dominating?
Come on now. He's a good bat. Put all your rares on LGD China. All your rares.
Put your rares in LG China in a DK Tongfu matchup. That's like the third. Like both these guys are losers. LG China will win.
What if we both bet on different teams? What do you do then?
Yeah.
How do you deal with that? Like, they're just screwed then. You and I will just bet on different teams from now on. It'll be a bromance.
I won my race today.
Yeah.
Yeah,
For
go
once.
rares. For
For
once.
once. Yeah.
Kawa's our secret hustler, though. We need the Kawa cam.
He's
The
swimming.
Kawa
His
cam.
startled look, he's like
He's
a deer in
swimming
headlights.
rares.
Too much rare for
bathes
these
in them.
hands to hold. That's
Yeah.
what he's going for now.
So,
Apparently for not too
I
many
think
for
from
Lumi to
our
knock
side
down.
that wraps it up. We're going to leave to LD to close this up.
Yeah.
But I wanted to show off.
Okay.
Because I am a shower. Show
Okay,
off.
show off. What are you
Yeah.
going to show off?
And I've been in LA so quite a long time now. They taught me how to wear this cap, and apparently they told me that I have to live the screen with what is a peace sign in LA. Something that they told me that I should walk in the street and do like this
Yeah.
to everyone.
I'm
and
glad
people will
I'm
love me.
glad he didn't do it yesterday because we probably would have got shot. We were not. in
Did I
the-
do it right? It's like this, right?
Are you sure you want to ask me about that? I mean, I'm pretty thug life, but
Yeah. But
I'm not-
It's
I'm
like
not sure,
peace.
it's
Like I love you, LA.
do I need to do it with you?
LD, help me.
What am I helping you with?
LD
Close
is
this.
another.
Do I need to unplug your mic?
Yes, please.
It's okay. Take a nap, Bruno.
Bye bye.
Merlini, it's been a blast. It's been real.
I'm trying to still think about
Being the
what
best
he was
cast.
doing there.
We'll think about what we're doing later. But guys, thank you all for joining us today. It's been a blast. Congratulations to Tongfu as well as Orange Esports. They move on out of the lower bracket. They'll be playing respectively DK as well as IG tomorrow. IG versus IG versus Orange will be our first best of 3. We'll start at 18 SGT as always. But for now, it's a wrap for today's Alienware Cup coverage. Of course, this tournament sponsored by MasterCard as well as Alienware. Thanks for joining us, guys. If you want to support the tournament, do follow us on the social media, Facebook, twitter.com/AlienwareCup, as well as alienwarecup.com for all your VOD needs. Thank you for joining us, guys. We'll be back tomorrow with more Alienware Cup action. See ya.